I took this course because I wanted to learn how I could channel my sexual energy. I didn't want to deplete it anymore, because up until that point, my only understanding of my sexual energy was once it hit to a certain point, I just had to release it. Right? I couldn't tolerate it anymore. And so that would usually be through masturbating. And then years prior to that, it was a very unhealthy cycle of porn addiction. Right? Looking at pornography, masturbating, ejaculating, and just feeling depleted and self-hating each time I did it. And so in this course, one of the helpful concepts that quickly hit home for me, and not just conceptual but actual experiential, is that you can separate orgasm from ejaculation. They're actually two different things. And when you can do that, then you can tolerate higher level states of arousal, being the orgasm, for longer periods of time. And this is how you can then have sex for longer periods of time, because you can tolerate that sexual arousal. You can also circulate it within your body rather than having it just concentrated in your groin. The biggest takeaway for me is just subtlety. Now, what I mean by that is I was able to tune into subtle energy within my body. So in this case, specifically pleasure, the sexual arousal. Because prior to that, when I was talking about the point in my life where I was addicted to porn, I was never connected to that. Only in that high state of arousal could I feel pleasure, but it was almost disembodied. Like I wasn't actually connected to my physical body. I was up here in a sexual fantasy while I was watching porn. But with the practices that Jonathan walks you through, I was learning to connect with my body more. It's almost like this practice of curiosity, like, oh, what's the dynamic of this like? What are all the textures, colors, tastes of this pleasure? And how can I move this pleasure to other places in my body? And what does that feel like? What does it feel like to let it expand? And this created a much healthier relationship with my own body compared to before. And this ability to tolerate higher levels of arousal, to ride those waves, and to be consistent in that, delaying what was previously an instant gratification of, no, I just need to release this right now, bleeds into other areas of my life. For example, conflict or confrontation. Previously, where I might have just been shaking in my body, shutting down, blaming the other person, or running away, I can now tolerate those states of arousal. Arousal isn't just a sexual thing, but it's just has to do with any emotion. Right? Emotion is energy in motion. So sexual energy is energy in motion. Anxiety, grief, anger, it's all energy in motion. And so not only was this enriching for just my relationship to my own body and sexuality, but it was helpful for my relationships outside of that, outside of just a sexual context, but just emotional connection with other people. And that really helped me build greater confidence, assertiveness, and just a sense of solidity and groundedness within myself. I can handle these situations and I can tolerate the level of tension there. I can ground it rather than feeling like I'm short-circuited by all these emotions. Going on this journey of self-mastery and being able to reclaim your sexual power, because here in the West, the lack of sexual education and also the models that we have out there aren't very healthy. They're usually perverted. And so for a lot of people, they have given up their sexual power to these unhealthy models. And when you can reclaim your sexual power, you reclaim a huge aspect of your life. So when you can reclaim that, you take back that ownership and sovereignty of your life, and you can make that happen in every other aspect of your life, whether that's your relationships, your career, other creative endeavors. You can harness and channel your sexual energy into those areas of your life. May you reclaim your sexual power and be on your own journey of self-mastery.